This is a quick lesson on embellishing chord tones or enclosing chord tones. This came about because of a question that was asked in one of my Skype classes this week, and I figured it might be kind of cool to add to the blog as well. So if you're interested in anything like that, I do teach live Skype classes every week. Information will be in the link below the video. Subscribe to the channel if you want more lessons like this, and here we go. First bit of business here is that we're going to be doing this all in the key of F. F minor actually. Not because I like torturing rock and roll guys that like to play in E, but it's just what my class is working in this week. So since the lesson's kind of more for them than anything else, we're going to stick to their key. We're in F minor. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give you an F minor arpeggio. F, which is the 8th fret on the 5th string. A flat, which is the 11th fret on that string. And then C on the 10th fret on the 4th, F, A flat, and C. We should have a little graphic here. All right, and there's also going to be a C there. Now this is just the straight minor arpeggio. And the first thing we're going to do, the next thing is that we have our minor pentatonic scale, right? So F minor, so it's going to be F, A flat, B flat, C, E flat, F, A flat, B flat, C, and E flat in that position. And also we have C and E flat on the 6th string as well. And we're going to use all of these to solo with. And then the last one that's going to work is I'm going to give you the an F Dorian scale, which will give you 7 notes to play with. So F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, C, D, E flat. We also have the C, D, and E flat here. All right, now I'm going to play this backing track here, and I'll put a link to this underneath here. If I was just to play the pentatonic scale, it all works. All right, mainly because F, there's 5 notes in the pentatonic scale, and 3 of them are F, A flat, and C. So it's really easy to get actual notes that work over this. If you're playing that Dorian scale we just talked about, that also works. All right, but suddenly you have so many notes, it's kind of hard to make things actually make sense. So we're going to talk about just extracting or distilling the sound of the F minor chord out of all of that. All right, so the first thing that we can do, if I just play this F minor arpeggio, it's going to be kind of boring. There's not much to do here, but we can maybe approach each note or some of the notes by a half step below. So even just that, I went in below the root. So I approached the root from a half step below, approached the 3rd from a half step below, played the 5th without it, and then I went down a half step below the root and then back. All right, you can take any of these notes and do the half step below. All right, and suddenly you've got a line that sounds a little bit more like you're playing a scale, even though you're not. It's a little bit more interesting. Right, and you can see where my arpeggio is. Right, I'll half step approach a couple of notes. All right, not the most groundbreaking stuff, but it works. It kind of extends something that's really simple like that arpeggio. The other little bit that I'm going to give you today is the idea that we can actually play not only the half step below, but a scale tone above. And that's the reason why, one of the reasons why we talked about the Dorian. So with that F, with the root, we have the 2nd note of the scale, the half step below the root, and then the root. right? And what we're doing is we're enclosing. This is what we call an enclosure of that chord tone. And if I was to kind of move my way through this, suddenly we've got this line that's kind of right, and I'm really just playing games, or I'm embellishing the arpeggio there, right? So as I walk through this, let's get rid of the backing track for a second, right? Remember F, A flat, C, F, A flat, C, right? So we've got a whole step above F, half step below, and then F, right? And then for the A flat, we're going to go a whole step above A flat, half step below, and then A flat, like it's the third, right? And then we're going to go whole step above the fifth, which is the sixth, which still works in that Dorian scale, half step below, and then the fifth right there. And then we just repeat. There's the enclosure around the root, enclosure around the third, enclosure around the fifth. Because there's 3 notes, you could do it as triplets, or you maybe you could do it as 8th notes, and then resolve it. And if you're doing it as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, right? Suddenly your line actually is a little bit more interesting because you've got these group of 3 notes against the quarter note. All right. So just food for thought. So I'm just going to play a little bit against this. We can even, when we talk about just a half step below, we can even do a whole step, or the chord scale tone above. Because we're just emphasizing the arpeggio. So you got the half step low, you've got the scale tone above, or the full enclosure. And you can mix and match them however you want to make a line. All right, so you're basically just playing with the chord tones instead of playing a full scale.